nor destroy the bonds of brotherhood between us.
Sure.
So this exchange of visits must have greater meaning and purpose beyond the fun and excitement of brothers and sisters reconnecting.
Sure.
Your Majesty, the timing of your state visit could not have been more significant. You have come at a time of unprecedented global tension, creating a state of uncertainty never experienced in history. In this uncertain world, the fate of Africa has been even more precarious. Whatever the eventual outcome of the new geopolitical contest at play, the outlook for Africa cannot be bright. Of our post-colonial Ghana, the standard bearer of African liberation, and Eswatini, symbol of African monarchical rule, to work together, think together, and to explore how Africa faces the challenge of turning this moment into an opportunity to carve new pathway to a greater future.
Sure.
The challenge is great, but the opportunity is greater. It was only in the middle of the last century that Africa confronted the challenge of breaking free from the yoke of colonialism. That challenge was successfully accomplished barely 6 decades ago. But political independence has not delivered the prosperity our people deserve, and we have been kept in the margins of society.
Sure.
The circumstances of the moment present us with the challenge of launching a new struggle as momentous as the struggle for political independence.
Sure.
It is a struggle to give meaning to our political independence by breaking free from the yoke of poverty and ignorance and lifting our beloved continent onto a new pedestal of prosperity and happiness for our people.
Sure.
It is not a struggle for the rhetoric of the past and not a struggle for the ideals. It is a struggle that can only be won in the farmlands of the continent, in the industrial factories of every state, in our waterways and minefields. It is only by our success in managing the natural resources gifted to us by our Creator that we can earn for ourselves a justifiable place at the table where the true fate of society is determined.
Sure.
For let there be no doubt in our minds that the age of ideology is dead. We need to put behind us the era of finding a more moral outrage over our past. The new world on the horizon is a world in which power flows out of the walls of the banks and out of the factory gates. There's no room at the inn for the unproductive. We may still hold on to the belief that all men are created equal, but in the world on the horizon, all nations are not equal. Equality is now a function of the balance sheet. National sovereignty is subsumed by the power of the economy. So either we begin to focus and build our own heaven, or we perish in our own hell. To build our own heaven, we must be determined. To build our own heaven, we must be determined to play second fiddle, not to play second fiddle anymore, but dare to build our economies which will be able to compete on equal terms with the countries of Europe, Asia, and the Americas. This is no delusion. We can, if we are.
Sure.
There's no landmass on planet Earth richer in the resources of nature than Africa. We have had an accumulation of human resources with the requisite education to manage any constructive economic ventures. And we are available to choose from models of development that have worked in countries, in other continents, and in circumstances not different from our own. What we need is to liberate ourselves from the burden of trying to cast ourselves in an image satisfactory to the outside, so we can feel free to manage our affairs in a manner that delivers what our people need. It calls for a sober review of the system of governance in many countries of Africa, to flush out the sources of unnecessary conflict and improve the prospects of consensus building and national cohesion.
Sure.
There is no reason for economic development on the same scale as the Middle East.
Sure.
Your Majesty, in the challenging times ahead, Africa needs a climate of peace and a spirit of brotherly understanding among our people. For this reason, we should send an ardent appeal to all combatants in conflicts across the continent to be ready to lay down their arms and allow for peaceful dialogue.
Sure.
appeal for an end to the conflicts in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Somalia, Sudan, Chad. We appeal for an end to all hostile activities in Africa, and we call for wise heads to prevail to facilitate the restoration of unity within the ECOWAS sub-region. It should be clear to all communities by now that there is no path to victory through violence, and that the persistence of violence only undermines the future destiny of our continent.
Shalom.
Your Majesty, the Kingdom of Eswatini, under your wise leadership in the Republic of Ghana, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Mahama, now have a duty of forging a new vision for the new Africa that we speak about.
Shalom.
We look to you working together to set in together the new economic order based on the effective utilization of our natural resources to around the industrialization on the scale to match the continents of Asia and Europe.
Shalom.
We want to see an agricultural revolution that will turn our virgin lands into the grannies of the new world and put to rest the image of the basket case that has been Africa's cruel burden.
Shalom.
And we want to see our countries embrace the aid of science and technology, including the miracle of artificial intelligence as the drivers of development. The people of Africa has every reason to be confident that the leaders like Your Majesty and our President at the helm will face the challenge of the moment with courage and emerge with triumph.
Shalom.
So with great pride in our enduring brotherhood and with confidence in the herald of the new age, I invite you to join me in drinking to the continued good health of His Majesty King Maswati III, for the prosperity of the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini, and the
Shalom.
I just need you your help.
Wena makaka usile makaos kwizwemo saka indama usile nemsendo kumalangeni ingane bengane yembubenge ngonyama ulobotha nje umnyama senhlambelweni uduma phasi bakuvena ngezingqiqo bakubalekela msakandaba wena shobane muslim nyama liyesabeka esidlula dlodlo ngesakhe singesakalo bamba nakunomambala abantu sebaphase badlulisa usomnandi indaba lwakini libhudwa indaba lwasomhlobo layiphutha kwaza indaba lwayiphendula kwakhenuka amaguma wasala izimpawu impahla ziyawusala zenzani emakhakamela ziyawusala zibahawula bangaka bembhongobhongo lomahlwalithambo ingano yasephula isidingo semboza uyimbubu yasabeka wazathola lenyathi yathe unophakathi akakawemlisa.
Esteemed Queen Mothers and Chiefs of the Asante, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Majesty, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude for the magnificent banquet you have so graciously hosted in honor of our state visit to Kumasi, Ghana. Since our arrival, we've been deeply touched by the warmth and generosity extended by the leadership and the people of Kumasi. Remarkable hospitality has made us feel truly at home, away from home. We now know why Ghana is affectionately called the land of gold friendliness, and welcoming spirit embody the essence of African hospitality. We shall cherish memories of this warmth back to the Kingdom of Eswatini. We were equally delighted by the gracious reception from His Excellency, the President and the government in Accra. Our discussions explored avenues to deepen the already strong and cordial ties between our nations. Several sectors, including education, ICT, health, and agriculture, among others. Our time in Kumasi has offered a profound glimpse into the stories about the great Asante Kingdom. We have been privileged to observe the structures and initiatives dedicated to preserving your rich cultural heritage. The visit to the House of Chiefs was particularly inspiring, as such institutions are vital for harmonizing modernity with tradition. We urge the House to continue its diligent efforts in safeguarding these invaluable cultural values for future generations. In Eswatini, chiefs hold a revered role, acting as paternally advisors to the king, even though he blesses their appointments to chieftaincy. In addition, when the king travels abroad, there's always a chief accompanying him. He is the eyes and ears of the Queen Mother, chiefs, and the nation as a whole. The visit to the Palace Museum was another highlight, and we commend Her Majesty for preserving the Asante Kingdom's history. These are the kings, queen mothers, and citizens who stood resolute to defend their land and resources. The Grand Dubar we attended yesterday was the pinnacle of our visit. This vibrant celebration of your heritage left an indelible mark on us, and we shall treasure its memory. As Africans, we must steadfastly protect our nationhood and God-given cultural practices, such as the unique dances that reflect the spirit of this great nation. Your Majesty, the visit has reinvigorated the bonds of friendship between our peoples. We face a formidable task in leading our nations to greater heights amidst myriad challenges. Let us strive to foster inclusive environments that uplift all our people, leaving no one behind. Your Majesty, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and raise the glasses and join me in a toast to the enduring and warm relationship between the Asante Kingdom and the Kingdom of Eswatini, and to His Majesty's good health and long life, as well as peace and prosperity for the people of the Asante and the Republic of Ghana. The Asante.
And together we swell the chorus. Banquet.
Thank you. May God bless us.
the Lion of the Swaziland to lie. His Majesty King Swazi III. And when we say Humananga Sekoti, we're saying he is the wise one who comes out of the sun.